Hey everybody, I'm live. I thought I would come on this morning because I get a lot of questions about anxiety, nausea in the morning. And when this first came out, when I was seeing a client many years ago, I'm a licensed therapist, and came to me with anxiety, but then he talked about how he would wake up in the morning with a lot of nausea. And so not only did he have anxiety, he had nausea. And that's what's really difficult for so many people, and it sucks, doesn't it? Some of you are just now experiencing anxiety and nausea in the morning, and maybe it's last all day. But one of the things that I wanted to encourage you is that it's not abnormal. There's not something wrong with you. It's your body's way of trying to deal and adjust with the situation, the high stress that you're in. Some of you are maybe really experiencing a lot of anxiety that turns into nausea. Could be the other way around. Maybe you've experienced nausea first and then that turns into anxiety. And maybe you're afraid of throwing up in front of people. You're afraid of what other people might think. That happens. And it happens to a lot of people. And you might realize or might not realize that the the number of people who experience what you're experiencing is huge. So many people feel like they're alone, and you might feel that way. Do you feel alone when you are having this anxiety, having the nausea? Maybe you're trying to tell it to somebody and you feel like they're not going to believe you, or they don't believe you, or they don't know how severe it really is. And I want to encourage you. I really decided to come on live because I want to encourage you and help you realize that this is a situation that's terrible. It's horrible. I call it the season of suck that you're going through, but it's not going to last forever. Unless you have something really chronic going on and you are really experiencing a lot of medical reasons. Maybe it's related to some other medical situation. That's different. That's something that you'll have to talk to your doctor about and work with that. But what I wanted to talk about is the many of you have the anxiety, you have nausea, and you don't know what to do. And or maybe you feel like you're weird or there's something wrong with you. And so as a therapist, I wanted to come on and just assure you there is nothing wrong with you except for the symptoms, right? So it's the symptoms that you're struggling with, but you as a person, there's nothing wrong with you. And you might be really battling that this morning. Or if you're watching this at a different time, you're really wrestling with, will this ever go away? Why do I have this? You have all these questions, right? And the biggest one is, when will this go away? How will I feel better? Will I feel better again? And so I really wanted to come on and encourage you that this does go away eventually. It's a season. You're going to get through this. And one of the things that I want to really emphasize, try not to focus so much on the fact that you have nausea and anxiety, because that will just make it worse. Try not to really focus and fixate that I'll never get better. Or even try not to fixate and think about, when did this happen? What did I do to cause this? Right? Those are things that will sabotage your recovery. You want to focus on what can you do now and today and the next day. And in the moment, I'm going to put my glasses on so I can say hi to those. Yes, Kareem. Yes, I am a therapist. Good morning, Vanessa. Welcome. Thanks for being on here. Yes, I am a licensed therapist. I've been a licensed therapist since 2007. And I have a YouTube channel that is growing very slowly. But my goal is to help and encourage you to work on your anxiety. And one of the things I realized, I started this channel, my YouTube channel, oh, what was that, 2016? And I realized the videos that I'm getting the most views on, the most comments on, are the ones that I talk about anxiety and nausea. So I think there's a lot of people out there that struggle. And so that's why I wanted to come on and to encourage you. And if this is helpful, if you want this encouragement, if you want some tips, if you want to listen to a therapist to help you with your anxiety and nausea, let me know. Let me know in the comments. Let me know by subscribing. I want to know how can I use my time the best to help you the most. And so I want to use the skills that I have and the experience that I have. Oh, all right. My Wi-Fi was going bad, so I'm going on a walk so I can get better Wi-Fi signal. But anyway, I wanted to come on and just see if there's still interest in me coming on, maybe live like this. I have a video coming out even tomorrow that speaks directly to the anxiety and nausea. So I want to figure out how I can help you the most, and whatever I can do, I want to help you. Yes, I know. I lost my stream there. I was upstairs and didn't get much signal. But I'm glad I'm back. Hello, Angie. Welcome. So I like the live. I like this live streaming. I like it because it's more interactive. It's more spontaneous. And there's not a lot of editing involved. But the downside is if I lose Wi-Fi signal, you won't see me. The downside is it's not really edited. Eric, you eat corn? What? No, no, no. Be nice. Be nice. But if you struggle with anxiety and nausea, first of all, where are you putting your thoughts? Are you putting your thoughts on the fact that you have nausea? Are you putting your thoughts on the fact that, oh my gosh, what if I throw up? Are you putting your thoughts of this anxiety is so much, am I ever going to get away? No, don't put your thoughts on those negative things because it will keep you in a negative state. And when you're in a negative state, you're going to really focus on the fact that you have anxiety and nausea. And if you wake up in the morning, you're likely, with anxiety and nausea, you're likely to go to bed worried and anxious and stressed because you might wake up the next day with anxiety and nausea in the morning. Oh, thank you, Vanessa from Italy. Nice. Dreamy Smoke, say good morning. AM Cat said some tips that I learned were that you just need to occupy yourself with the things that you enjoy and don't think of those. Yeah. Jason, thank you, all these young people. Yeah, you're right, Jason. Not just young people. A lot of older adults struggle with anxiety and nausea as well. Sean, I could use some help struggling with anxiety, depression, alcoholism. It's been 7 days straight, woke up sick, and I even drink that much. Wow, I'm sorry, Sean. I'm sorry. That's really, really struggling with some really issues and struggles that really make you feel like you're alone. And I love the fact that you're all making comments here because I want you to realize you're not alone. You have different situations going on. Some of you are drinking. Some of you are going through some relational breakups and conflict. Some of you are going to school and are getting ready to go to school, and you have anxiety and nausea, and you're afraid of throwing up in class. That's scary. It's scary. Sean, I've been to settle my stomach this morning. I drink a few. Well, you know, one of the things that will sabotage your recovery, if you really want to get over anxiety and nausea in the morning, it's going to really sabotage you if you do negative things, whether it's thinking negative thoughts or doing negative things, right? And so you might be counterintuitive. Maybe you're not eating because you're afraid you're going to throw up. That's not good. That's counterintuitive. That doesn't help. You got to learn what to eat because you have to have nutrition. You have to. And if you don't have nutrition and eat healthy things and eat something, then it's going to make it worse. AMCAT, you speak to as many people as you can. A worry share becomes half a worry. Okay. You're welcome, Sean. Good. I'm glad. Angie, I've been diagnosed with social anxiety, chronic depression, OCD. It can be exhausting. Yes, absolutely it can be exhausting. Emotionally, mentally, physically, all of those, it can be exhausting. And you feel like you're isolated and alone and nobody gets you, right? That's where you are. And you struggle so much and you look and focus on the struggles that you have rather than trying to find the good in the day. I know it's hard. But think of the alternative. Let's say you wake up with anxiety and nausea in the morning and all you do is focus on the fact that you're afraid, or you are afraid that it's not going to get better. You're afraid that people are going to make fun of you and judge you. That's going to keep you stuck. And I want you stuck. I want you to really try to focus on what you can do little by little. That's the key, little by little, to feel better. You have to do that because more than likely you didn't have anxiety and nausea instantly. It just didn't happen probably. It came slowly. And so it's the same thing of trying to work through it and try to relax as best as you can to be able to feel better. It's not, I wish I could say it's a magic formula to take one step and then the next step and the next step. It doesn't work that way. It's a process. And once you understand that it's a process and you don't put the pressure on yourself that you have to figure it out to feel better, sometimes it's simply accepting the fact that you have anxiety and nausea in the morning. That's the hard part. It's accepting it. You don't have to like it, but you have to accept it. And once you start to accept it, and you just kind of remind yourself, tell yourself, well, I hate the fact that I have nausea and anxiety, but I can't focus on the negative. I have to focus on what I can do about it. So the first thing is to accept it. The second thing is, what are some things that you can focus on and do now in the morning? One step, one thing, right? Whatever it is. So it's going to be different for everybody. For some of you, learning how to do some breathing techniques to calm your mind and your body. Others of you might be, you got to figure out what to eat. And usually bland foods, you got to eat something, and eat some saltine crackers. Make a piece of toast. Try to do little things, but you can't avoid certain things, right? Avoid the negative things, but don't avoid the positive things. And drink plenty of water. You got to stay hydrated. Vanessa, how can I recognize my depression, the level of that is deep or soft? Well, Vanessa, we don't know. I don't know exactly your situation, but the fact that you have depression at all, right? So whatever you're depressed, it could be more severe, it could be moderate, it could be mild, but trying to focus on, rather than what type of depression, focus on, like I said, even with anxiety and nausea, focus on one thing. I talk about my 1% rule. My 1% rule is trying to do 1% more today than you did yesterday. 1%. And that 1% is going to be different for everybody. And so if you're depressed or if you're anxious and you have nausea, what is your 1% today that you could do more of than you did yesterday? And maybe it's going for a walk. Maybe it's trying to focus on the things that you're thankful for rather than focus on the things that are going wrong in your life. You're here for a reason. Something about this video, what I'm talking about, anxiety and nausea, you're here for a reason. And that's because you struggle. You want to get help. You want to realize that you're not alone, and you want to be able to figure out how to feel better. And that's why I am here too. I want to help you figure out how to feel better. Okay, Jason, are you being nice? Be nice. So I hope this has been helpful to you. I might do more lives like this and just come on and talk about this. I like it. I used to do this all the time back several years ago now. Do you remember when Twitter had Periscope? You may not. It's a live stream, just like this. It was way before YouTube had a live stream. But I am our ARM 1% real, love it. I'm sick of being ignored by doctors. I feel it's fine to have nausea, chronic Frontman syndrome. Yeah, you want answers. Of course you do. Of course you want answers. You don't want something, well, just there's nothing you can do about it. So, yeah, that's one thing with live streams. I get distracted. What was I saying? Well, the first thing, I'm going to leave at this. I'm probably going to do more YouTube live streams here to focus on these things, because I think it's helpful. I may not have all the answers that you need and that you're looking for, but sometimes just getting the encouragement and the acknowledgement that what you're struggling with is real, and the fact that you might need to hear it's going to get better. It's not going to be like this forever. I believe that. I want you to believe that. And so I want to create a space, a community that really focuses on what people need. What do you need? What is it that you're looking for? I'm a licensed therapist. I've been doing this for decades, more than decades, 17 years. And I've realized that sometimes just talking about an issue that people are struggling with is very helpful. And to give you exactly step by step by step, it's not going to be as helpful because it's not going to help everybody. But if there are some things that you can take from what I say, if there are a few golden nuggets that will help you, then it's been worth it. And I don't know what you need, but I know that you need help. That's why I'm here. And so I think that's why you're here too, right? You're here because you want to get help. I'm here because I want to give help. And so if this is something that you're interested in, if you need this kind of help, if you want to be able to talk with me, make sure you subscribe to my channel if you're not already. I want to help you. I'm real. I have a conversation, and that's just what I want to do. I'm not here to wow you in any way. I'm here to help you. And I'm not trying to impress you. I want to create a safe spot, a safe place for you to share your struggle, for you to be able to talk about, hey, I have anxiety and nausea in the morning, or yes, I have depression and nausea, or I struggle with 5 different things and nausea. It's real. And I want to encourage you to that end. So I'm going to take off here really, really soon. I appreciate all of you who are in the live stream. I appreciate you who are watching this on the replay. And I hope this has been helpful for you. And so I want to leave you with a few wrap-ups, takeaways. So first one is anxiety and nausea in the morning real? Yes, it's very real. If you have anxiety and nausea, does it make you weird? No, it doesn't make you weird. It makes you struggle as a human being. Are you focusing on the negatives and not the positives? I want you to focus more on the good things, the positives, rather than the negatives. And I want you to not give up hope. If you are struggling, there is an end to this. I believe it, and you have to believe it. You have to believe that you will get better. I don't know when. I don't know if it's going to be today or tomorrow or a year from now. I don't know, but I do believe you're going to get better. Does a therapist really help? Because I go to the psychologist, I'm afraid of spending money. Okay, well, that's a fair question, Vanessa. Does a therapist really help? Well, I'm a little biased because I am a therapist and that's all I do. I have a full-time job as a therapist. So really what it comes down to, yes, generally, yes, I'll say yes, but it depends on your connection with the therapist. That's why it's so important. If you don't feel connected with the therapist, you're probably not going to feel like you're connected in the session. And if you don't feel like you're connected in a session, then you're not going to get much out of it. So the first thing I would say, yes, therapy does work. There are a lot of great therapists out there, but do your research, do your homework, and try to get to know them if you can to see if there's a connection. If there's not a connection with the therapist, doesn't mean the therapist is terrible. It just means that the therapist is not for you. And that's okay, right? So that's my answer to that. Yes, I think therapy is really, really good. If you're struggling, that's a good point. I'm glad you brought that up. If you're really struggling and really hurting, then you probably should go see a therapist because I know it helps. All right, everybody, thank you so much. I really appreciate you being here. I'm probably going to do this again. It's been really encouraging to me just to talk to you all. I hope this has been helpful, and let me know and go check out my other videos. I have a whole YouTube channel with a lot of different videos. I've been doing this for a while, and I encourage you to go check it out and make sure you subscribe. I want you to come back. I hope you come back. Love to see you again. I've got shorts, I've got regular videos, and I'm doing live stream as well. But I got to go. I've been on much longer than I anticipated. So I appreciate you. Take care, and I hope you get better very, very soon. Take care, my friends.